All right, we're live. Welcome to the MineOSphere Sunday stream. I don't understand what the purple fog is, but it's looking a little ominous here. Look how big of a hole we got now. Well, basically, I ran this machine. This is Rayworks 3D Quarry. Ran that for about 5 hours, and it kind of blew up a lot of the stuff here. So now I need to go through and start cleaning it up a bit. But this did a large amount of work here. And we still got, our camera mod. I'm still gonna have to take out some of this area. I need to kind of set it up to where I want to keep at least part of this area here. Maybe like this area in the portal. Obviously, I need to have some sort of like base. Ooh, missed. Need to have some sort of base. Hey, Althasloth, good to see ya. Some sort of semblance of a base when I start, building the rest of it. So we are going to have some of it. And of course, I'll have to finish taking some of this stuff out. This part will take a little. I may just. This is what, -10? I may actually just wall this off and then run a bore to take care of the last 3 blocks here. So there is a little bit left. A little bit. But I'm starting to feel like the largest portion of the build is actually, the digging is actually done. I'm pretty excited. We are going to have this area cleared out. I'm so sick of digging. So sick of it. And it looks like we're actually reaching the end of it. Finally. At least, this cube area, the gigantic cube area is going to be done. But this is kind of where that is. So, our base is going to be right here. We'll probably leave, like I said. No, wait, this is different than the other geode. Let's see. Let's get an idea of where. So this is where it's near the head. That might be a little bit over. Hope that's not too high. Because I don't want the. I guess it really doesn't matter. You lift much? I lift a little bit. I'm not super into it. So if you're looking for lifting advice, I can't help you. It wouldn't go to me for help. Hey, Jico, how's it going? Look at this. Boom. I'm just flying here. Don't even recognize it anymore. I'm actually going to have to kind of sort this out, too. Alright, so let's see. Actually, let's clear this stuff out. I'm gonna get these machines cleaned up. I think that's the first thing we should do. Just get some building materials here. Ah, Mixon. Did you finish your commission? And are you feeling a little bit better? as you overcome your cold. There we go. First thing you always got to do on these things is take out the minecart. If you don't, TNT just explodes. I mean, it would just fall down in this case, but I've had several times where it falls and then blows other stuff up. Which isn't good. Isn't good when you just blow up your stuff. It can be a little annoying to get those dead coral fans to replace it. And they're obviously used for the duping of TNT. God bless. If there wasn't TnT Dupers, I don't know what you would do as far as clearing stuff out. At least 2 projects and the cold is going away slowly. Come to go, which is expected. Awesome. On recovering. Nice. Right on. 5x5. Good old 5x5s. $45s on each side. That's pretty good. Man, as long I think consistency's more important than really anything when lifting. People really almost tend to get a little bit too caught up in the results, which I mean, I'm not saying they're important, but getting up your numbers I don't think is as important. All right. I think I'm gonna need to refresh my things too. Repair my picks. Man, this works so well. I'm so happy with how this machine worked out. It's just ran AFK'd for 5 hours. And it got so much work done. Saved me countless hours. It would have took me hours upon hours to do this. I wish I would have used it earlier. Unfortunately, earlier it was too low to do it, or sorry, too high. So the machine would blow itself up. You need a certain amount of certain leeway so it doesn't blow itself up. All right, collect those. And what else are we going to collect? Gotta get this. I'd rather have the shroom lights. So we finally completed that. And where are my... Oh, yes. My shulkers are over here. So we can put our stuff back. Have a little shulker organization here. I keep all my parts for the dupers and machines, so I can build them up as I see fit. Of course, this is where I keep my... I was running a, I think it's 19? Yeah. Maybe it was 18. Can't remember the exact number. I think it was 18. Different segment bores, and that was pretty cool. Having something that large scale, I can't even see the end of it. Thankfully, it would still load the minecarts in the game, so... Even though visually I couldn't see it, it was still functioning properly. All right, so let's go over. We'll go over to the farm, guardian farm, and redo our tools because we'll need. Dang it! I already used that mighty fireworks. So I'm going to go through fireworks like crazy. So it is kind of one of the only ways to get to some of these places. I was AFKing in the center. Made a little center platform there. I just AFK'd it. Worked really well. I mean, even I haven't crashed a few times. And it still ended up working after I relogged in, which I was happy for. Because once this thing breaks, it's such a pain in the butt to start it again. It kind of like relies on some, I'd almost say unintentional behavior from the TnT Dupers. So like if you don't have it set up the proper way, it's just gonna break the second you the second unit stops. Found a source for a giant mirror that I realized can't fit in your car. Man, I saw this Mustang. I think it might have been a Mustang. Driving down the street, the back seat of his car, he has a freaking like 40 gallon water heater in it. It's like this giant, like 5 foot tall water heater. It was like one of the thinner ones. It was insane. Just like sitting in the back seat of his car. The top was down. It was a convertible, so the top's down. Just has a water heater sitting in the back of it. It's so funny. These people with their, it's nice having a sports car, but sometimes, especially when you're a guy, sometimes you need that truck. Fortunately, trucks are like hell of expensive right now. Reason I have a small little Fit is it just super practical, doesn't use a ton of gas. Gets me from A to B. Surprising amount of headroom too. Since I'm a bit taller, I didn't like my old Sunfire. I used to hit the top sometimes if I went over a big bump. Hit a thing a little too hard, it actually hit my head. It was not fun. Like having that extra headroom. All right. Pickaxes are redone. Oh yeah. Some of those large mirrors, I used to cut some mirror when I worked at I used to work at a hardware store. They're heavy. They're like glass, especially like the thicker ones. They're basically glass panes, so you also have to be very careful not to bust them. I mean, hopefully it's in a frame, so that adds some stability to it. But it's kind of a scary thing. You don't want to always worry like, oh shit, if this thing busts, like it could F you up. You're essentially just dealing with giant jagged things of glass. Oh no. I must hide from the phantoms. But my daily is very economical. Oh, that's good. I might eventually get a second car, but it'd be a manual. But I'm not there yet financially, so I'm not even gonna worry about it. When I have more money than I know what to do with, then I'll worry about those kind of things. Second car, I mean, it's really like crap like insurance is just kills you. At least you know where I'm at. Despite like being one of the safer drivers, I still you're really paying for other people. All right, boop. Keep that there. We'll throw this away. I don't want to. I guess I don't know if it really matters with this deep slate or not. I'm just gonna basically around -13. I'm going to. Yeah. Oh, it doesn't have a frame. Yeah. Yeah. Definitely got to be careful around the edges. Yeah, exactly. Don't want to mess that up. You know, it could end up damaging the interior of your car too. There was actually an incident when I was working the somebody like brought in a I'm gonna have to fix this a little bit later. Let's see. We're gonna need to find like a sort of like a place to start building from. Maybe this is how I'll do it. Yeah, this is -13 right here. So maybe we'll just like start building out this building it out. Which is still very, very much preferable to mining it, to be honest. So we gotta like rebuild this one single floor, which I'm not a-okay with doing. And then we gotta kind of remove the oh, that's the other thing I need to do is I need to redo my beacons. Which maybe isn't that important. But my beacons I had set up on top of this roof to stop it from to stop them from getting blown up by my dupers. And of course, since they're so high up, they don't reach all the way to the ground. Because obviously if I set them low, eventually when I run like the TnT thing, it's just going to blow the things to Kingdom Come. And that's no good. We don't want to blow up our beacons. You bastards. That's not... Where did that skeleton come from? Is that him over there? Can he shoot me from all the way over there? That's crazy if so. Let's see. I'm gonna have to... Actually have to like properly cut out the snow. Or maybe just put in a proper wall instead. I don't think I want to bother with that though. Water has some strange properties in this game if you're not aware of. Hey, good morning, Marty. Good to see you. Like if you give it like a spot 2 flow. Kind of clean this up too. Above. Yeah. I don't think I'm going to worry about the sides. Maybe I'm getting caught up too much on the sides. Here. I just need to focus on, because really I don't need the sides are just going down. It's basically the other stuff that this floor is where, you know, I'm going to start actually building the stuff, so. Bridge out here. Build a nice, start getting this bridge going. Because, I mean, this thing did blow it up pretty deep in the places it could. I like this, kind of like it's like this void of darkness now. With occasional like lava lakes lighting it up. It's totally transformed. Just a few hours using these dupers. Slowly bridge over. Get this plate in place. So once I get this floor done, I may almost like... Is it worth... Oh, what the... Just wondering whether it's worth worth doing this before or after I flood the top. Because, I mean, basically, once it's all water, I can just, one, a lot of this shit isn't going to spawn. Because it'll be underwater. And two, I don't have to worry about falling down. You know, I can just, you know, float up and down. Only thing is, there is some spots, like right here, where the, actually, this is fine. But some of the upper parts right here didn't get done because essentially there is water here, and if there's water, then the TnT Dupers can't blow it up. So I just need to clean up. There's some small areas I'll still need to clean up by mining it. But this could actually almost be mined manually. And I may eventually... I'm not sure if... There's also the other question. I'm not sure if I want to... I'm not sure if I should flood it back. You know, depending on where... the actual body is going to be. I'd almost rather leave that open air, since it's going to be an underwater base. It's not all going to be 100% underwater. It's essentially going to be fully air. Yeah, I prefer to get cobbled deep slate here. We'll pop this open. I'm just not sure if I actually want to keep it like this or drain it like I would or, you know, sponge it out like I have with everything else. Eaton Lodge at Tennessee State Park. Ooh, it does sound good. Saw one of those tweets again that people are arguing over. It's like, oh, they got the best barbecue in Virginia, and it looks like New York barbecue, where the sides take up more space on the plate than the actual meat itself. I was like, well, that looks honestly kind of crap. But there's always those engagement tweets about, oh, look how good this New York barbecue is, and it's like a piece of meat. Like a single, like 2 or 3 ribs, small, like little, like ribs on the side, you know, it's a few little sides. The whole thing looks like it's under like 1,000 calories. So it's probably like $20. I'm sure you guys have, or you may or may not have seen this tweet going around. There's this popular TikTok of this chick saying she left a guy in the restaurant. She paid the bill and left. It was going well because he wouldn't get that extra cheese. $3 piece of cheese that they were charging in a New York restaurant. Apparently, you know, that grossed her out. And he wasn't willing to... No. It'd be, yeah, boiled or cooked in the oven. Yuck. Gotta be smoked, man. Especially if it's ribs. Oh, they got really good food in Japan? I always seen the anime. It's got good... Those animes have really good looking food. I actually just had some ramen the other day. It was pretty good. I love the broth. Another plate for exactly. But I'm sure if you're like living in a city, they charge an absolute astronomical amount of money for meat. So it's probably exactly what they scrimp on. They scrimp hard on the meat. Let's see. I don't think most of them. I don't have any. My sponges have fallen below a single stack now. Managed to. Country of 120 culinarists. You have to make it good or they won't let you make it. Wow. So that's a really like kind of important part of their culture. There does seem to be a certain like emphasis on craftsmanship. Of course, you know, this could be like 100% like foreigner take. And, you know, you kind of like what you perceive and what you actually get can be two different things. And, you know, I don't want to like, oh, it's so exotic. It must be great type of take, but I do enjoy seeing it. Make it in a business sense, yeah. In other words, like, they'll go out of business if it's not good. It's not like a million chains. Like, that seems to be a large majority of restaurants in the States now. At least where I live, you know. So, there's, you know, smaller normal businesses, but there's a lot of chain businesses. And honestly, with the price of real estate, I don't understand how you can make money with a with a restaurant now. All right, and that just drops down into it. Seems really hard. I always found the chain ones just not quite as good as like a good local restaurant. But the local restaurant, you do have to pay a lot more most of the time. Really? The McDonald's is better? That's crazy. I assume they'd have like a much harder time getting beef. Try fugu, it's awesome. Awesome course-ending meal. Oh, okay. Still not good, but better than normal McDonald's. Fair enough. Good old Mickey D's. They're going nice and quick. Just how I like it. Let's do it taken out. Man. This must have been a pretty long... I totally missed this when I was clearing stuff out, but it's probably just too low. Too low for me to even notice. With my normal digging. Which is going to happen. I think I will sort of lay down. It's going to take me a while, but I'm definitely going to lay down some... Lay down a whole floor. Should make it a lot easier to work. A sort of ADHD in me that just wants it to be nice and even. So, like, I can't even help it. Back up for air. Love how dark it is. Since I get the night vision effect, when I go underwater, it's all of a sudden so much lighter. No, would you go to hell? See, there's all stuff spawning on top there. They'll drop down. Jerks. They're all jerks. I'm just slowly digging away. I kind of enjoy this. It's a little relaxing. Just, you know, kind of like a regular, like, just like very methodical, very similar stuff. You just do over and over again. Gotta get this cleared out. But man, it's like, I'd say it's like the clearing's like, at this point, like 90% done, which is insane. This has taken me so many months. And like, really, I think the biggest mistake I made is just not finding a way to like automate it. Like setting up that 3D quarry to not trying to set up that 3D quarry just to do most of the work was a big mistake. Well, nah, I wouldn't say like a mistake, but you know, it's something that needs to be something that needs, like, I had to learn through this project. Hey, Santiago. Oh, trying to finish some missions base. Cool. We gotta fight the queen. We'll probably fight the queen next Friday. And hey, how's it going, Alex? What's up, fellow MineOSphereans? Have you said your top G affirmations yet? Absolutely. I will get a Bugatti. I will go to prison. I will bribe the guards. I will get girls to tattoo my names on them. Happy little mistakes. Hey, going in dry. How's it going? I actually saw somebody did a video on Hustlers University, or the Real World, I think they're calling it now. They had to like rebrand after they cut off their payment. Dave Clifton, no. But he actually I will go to prison. And no one's ever gone to prison before. Only top G's go to prison. But they actually went over it, and essentially it kind of looks... He said the information's decent, but it just comes off really as a drop shipping course. Like, they could probably get all the informations. Only from 9 fragments to make the key. Well, we'll see. It shouldn't be too hard to get those fragments, or is it? I thought she already spawned in automatically without the fragments. But the whole thing doesn't seem worth, like... Well, I guess he's only charging, like, $40 a month. Which, I mean, isn't like, you know, whatever they charge for the war room, but... all those dropshipping courses look like they like may work, but reliably, and for the amount of work you have to do, it's does not seem like it works in most cases. It's also like, man, I just can't see how that's fulfilling. Hey, Jack, how's it going? Exactly, relaxation. Like, looking like for like some piece of shit off TikTok and then like trying to sell it on your own like website. There's like nothing fulfilling in my opinion. But you know, maybe it's some people are different, built different. They like the sort of like business aspect of it. Is already in the dungeon, but you need the key to open. Ah, to open the dungeon. I see. So like we're not summoning her like we do the other bosses, but we need those keys to open the door to her. Got it. So that's how it's different. That should be fun. I need to get some geared up a little bit. I tried doing that archer build, but if you check a short on this channel, it didn't work out. Apparently archery and lag isn't the best combination, especially when the lag like affects where the units like actually are. I was like shooting a lox from like 100 feet away, and then it does a move and like kills me. Like you can see it do the animation all the way over there. It's like, oh, I'm dead, huh? Doesn't work out. You need to actually be able to, shoot accurately. So I'm probably going to try and just get like a mace and a shield. No, thank you. Yes, please hit the like. Yeah, sneaky archer, Bill. I mean, if you sneak up on people, like sneak attack them, you can do quite a bit of damage with the first shot. But you are like, because of the root armor, you're a lot squishier. So it's just not worth it in the end. If it's going to be on a multiplayer server, I'm just going to get a shield, maybe a mace, and just, smack stuff. Get some padded armor. And beat the shit out of stuff. Maybe a sword, because I think sometimes you need slashing. I'll have to do some research. I've never done the Mistland, so I'm kind of out of my element there. I got up to the plains my last playthrough before, all these updates. So now I'm gotten to the point where I don't know really anything about the game. Started playing Monster Hunter a little bit again. Capcom had the Sunbreak was on sale, which I own it for the Switch, but I ended up buying it for the PC too. I was downloading a bunch of mods. You're on the stationary bike? Wait, I thought you were prepping fajitas. Nah, this isn't gonna be this doesn't make sense, Alex. Are you prepping fajitas while you're on a stationary bike watching a stream? Wait, Paul from what? Apex Mindset? He doesn't like stationary bikes? Or Paul from Come On Man Podcast? Come on my podcast, Paul. Still the best nickname. Thank you, Rolo. Even though it was like, I think he unironically thought that was the name of the podcast. Come on my podcast. Made a salad while taking a shower. I mean, that is multitasking. That is some great multitasking. It's like tweeting while driving. Probably not recommended. Ah, chicken's thawing. I see. You're doing the prep work for the prep work right now. While you're on the bike. Like the Peloton. I needed to get... I had a stationary bike. Unfortunately, it broke and I didn't replace it. It was pretty nice. I think it's, you know, kind of like something you can kind of like I said, watch stuff, you know. Come on my podcast, man. Like, you know, you can kind of do stuff, but you're still getting some cardio. I mean, maybe it isn't, you know, you want to be a purist about it. So, you know, it's not like, oh my gosh. You're not focusing, bro. But I enjoyed it. I thought it was like pretty easy to be consistent with it, and you're getting some cardio, so it was nice. It was nice. Unfortunately, the something like whatever it does the resistance, the magnets or gears or whatever, broke, and I never replaced it. Treadmill, man. Those just seem like they take up so much floor space. Is like, I think the only downside. Maybe there's some that fold up now, though. Just, oof. But I imagine you guys need that. Like, I mean, in Florida, you can always find, there's usually weather to walk if you need to walk. But yeah, I assume in the frozen, what is it? Finland? Why am I? Netherlands, there we go. Like, what are the Dutch? Netherlands, there we go. Yeah, like I'm sure there's quite a few days where you can't really walk. Walking around is kind of a pain in the ass. No, that's probably the best way to do it. Something simple that isn't overly complicated. I was looking at these stand-up desks, trying to order one. I don't even know if I did order it because of some issues with like the credit card and their freaking online store. I'll have to check back later. But they sell these freaking seats that are also stationary bikes. It looks really dumb, to be honest. So, like, you can bike while you're at your computer. The whole thing seemed idiotic. Like, I don't need to go that far. And did not look comfortable either. Like having like a bike style seat while I'm sitting at my computer does not seem something I'd enjoy. Speaking of podcasts, I don't know if you saw there's this lady that has a podcast and I'm getting killed by like some insane stalker. And my old new job. Basically like stalked a lady, killed her and her husband. Crazy. He was like sending a bunch of texts beforehand, you know, it's like it wasn't like a random he just showed up one day. They were trying to get a restraining order. Of course, like it's always funny in the news where they mention that, like, hey, you had this order that would make, you know, stop him from contacting them, like it actually means anything. Like, at least like this is the worst case scenario that could have happened. It's like, man, That seems like a really good argument for having a gun. Like, this restraining order will stop him from the crazy suicidal... Because, I mean, it was like a murder-suicide. He killed the husband, the chick, and then himself. Nah, he was, it was, Muslim. I was up in Washington. I guess, like, the lady runs a, podcast that helps, Farsi-speaking people find jobs. So, both, her husband, and the guy that killed him are, like, Muslim. I mean, like, Muhammad or some other, Muslim type of name. But it's always so weird the way they talk. Like, he's a trucker, so they couldn't serve him the order. Like, that would have done anything. Just one of those funny things. It's like, oh, yeah. This piece of paper will stop a guy that's suicidal. I'm sure that would have worked out. Always important to have your own way of enforcing your boundaries. Called a gun. Like, he broke in through the mother-in-law's was in a, or, you know, the mother was in a room. Broke into through her house. She ran out the, she escaped. I guess, you know, he wasn't interested in her. She escaped and, tried to alerted the neighbors to call the police. And then there's like a hostage situation, then like everyone ended up dying. Didn't work out. I guess there's probably some sort of lesson in there about like don't put too much faith in the system or something like that. That I'm not able to articulate. I think the most thing I'd articulate is just it's good to have the Second Amendment. Is a nice thing to have. Of course, if they're in Richmond, Washington, then a super expensive area, kind of like tech area. And you never know if they're actually going to be, if they actually have any firearms. Mm-hmm. All right, clear it out. Not much. Damn, gotta clear out this one there. And uh-oh. You got random stuff. Oh yeah, they're always gonna be. I mean, DeSantis, psh, that was like the most obvious. They have been doing it for like years, to be honest. There's actually, they're trying to get open carry passed in the state, in my state. But I guess there's some people that that kind of want to keep it, even on the Republican side, which I'm not too happy about. I want that stuff gone, man. Open carry should be, in my opinion, a constitutional right, but obviously, you know, with businesses should be able to require, you know, say, hey, you can't open carry on our property, but outside of it, I don't see why not. I think you're actually technically allowed, at least while you're hunting or fishing, to open carry. Which, I mean, makes sense since, you know, if you're like in the woods, you want to, well, hunting actually makes perfect sense, but even fishing. In case you run into like a gator or a bear, bobcat, potentially panther. Oh, they're very rare. Oh yeah, words have lost meaning. I think groomer, like the past 2 years, like, though honestly, the first time I read the definition of what they consider grooming, I'm like, this can just mean whenever the hell you want it to. So it didn't really have any meaning to begin with. It's just a way to kind of like indicate that you might be a pedophile or like imply there's some like pedophilia crap going on. Most of it's just dumb. Fascism. All these like emotional. Most of the stuff's more emotional than like empirical. Like I don't even know what fascism is, as far as like as far as an actual like political view, what would be considered fascist or not. It's become so warped. Or snake. Oh, a snake in a hill. Oh, rattlesnakes, yeah. We got diamondbacks here. The eastern diamondback rattlesnake is pretty, the poisons can kill you. You do have to be careful. We also have water moccasins, which thankfully I've never run into one. But I heard they can be pretty mean sometimes. They'll actually chase you. They don't like people. Thankfully around here I've just run into garden snakes, but years back when my dad was building a house, he ended up shooting a diamondback. And actually he actually got it like skinned and mounted. Unfortunately during one of the hurricanes, I think it was Tropical Storm Floyd, like, you know, we got a bit of flooding, ended up getting ruined. It was kind of cool to see like the, you know, the rattlesnake rattler and the, oh, coral snakes? Those are the deadly ones, right? Because there's the rat snake and there's coral snakes that kind of look like a lot. Look very similar, and there's a rhyme, like red to yellow, kill a fellow. Red to black, he's a friend of Jack. Or some goofy thing like that. Shot a diamondback with a 38 and skinned it, put it on the grill. Really? I've never eaten snake. Never eaten snake. I have no idea what it tastes like. It's one of those things, you know, like, you know, the creature looks so unappetizing. Or just something kind of like, you know, I think like we're biologically programmed to kind of not like snakes. So I don't know if that's it, but it's like, eesh. Something about it kind of disturbs me. I guess like all reptiles, though, don't seem that appetizing. I've heard alligators are actually quite good, at least the tail. I think I've tried some alligator jerky before. Leaves a lot to be desired. All I needed was one bite. I don't know if it needs prepared. I've been watching some Japanese animes about cooking, and they seem to really enjoy snake, but I don't know if they prepare a certain way or it's a certain type of snake that they like. It's like squirrel, you know? It's like people like eating squirrel, but I think they do like, they put so much like fat with it that's going to end up being good since it's so, some of those meats are so lean. It'd take a lot of work. I think it's the same thing with deer too. A lot of them make jerky with it, or you got to add some like beef tallow or some other fat to like kind of keep it from being too dry. Give it some flavor. I think that's mostly really what makes meat delicious is the fat. Good, delicious meat fat. All right, slowly getting it. Snake. I haven't eaten frog either. I don't know if there's really any reptile I've I've eaten on the regular. There's another floating creeper. Bye, Enderman. It's funny seeing, so weird. See these random creepers just sort of float up. Hopefully they don't explode. Slowly ascending to the top. Just ate and you guys are getting me hungry, damn it. Aha. Sorry. I like talking about food. Like one of those universal discussions you can have. Everybody likes to eat. It's kind of essential. Almost cleared this area. I don't know how they actually even shoot underwater. Their bows still kind of work a little bit. Don't worry too much about clearing that. Get lost. Loser. That's negative. Negative 13 is actually right here. This is, I was thinking, like, if I flood it, it's super easy to make these things. Oh. It actually shouldn't be that hard if I just make some scaffolding. And they can kind of fill it in pretty quickly. I just made up my teriyaki pork last night. Delicious. One of my favorite meals. It's random. Oh. Actually, I probably could get rid of it if I just stack it up on the source. That should remove it. It's like a random, it's like a single water source here. Get it. You can get above it. There we go. There we are. Sources removed. Now I can go back to creating scaffolding over the void of my gigantic hole. Making these mega bases was definitely an experience. First time I've even done with it. I did not realize just how much effort goes into these damn things. And I'm now starting to doubt. I'm gonna, like, I have definitely a level of suspicion of people that do it with any regularity that say it's in survival. Like some of these fucking, I built this in hardcore. Like after like trying to build a mega base, I'm like, this guy may be full of fucking shit. Oops, I need to try and keep my monetization here. But damn, like some like the amount of effort and work it takes to make clear this shit out. I mean, obviously this is probably like one of the worst places to do it, since there's a ton of water to be removed. So that's that. It probably would be a lot easier if you like chose a good location for excavating if you needed to. You could just set up, you know, a flying machine to do it. So it's a lot of work. If it was creative mode or I had like super tools, you can just clear out thousands of blocks at once with a command, then I could definitely have done it much quicker. God, I love the changes they made to torches. Stuff not spawning in And anything but 0 is so good. So good. Saves so much time and resources. No more stuff. Just one torch. Here we go. Oh, shoot. Fell down. That's what I'm talking about. A little bit of a pain to deal with that. That's all right. Just fill this in. Only I can make a... Only they made it a flying machine to fill... Maybe they do. Like, I've seen, like, basalt bridge makers, but... I don't know if I want to go through all that trouble or not. Maybe I do. Just make a giant bridge. Giant basalt bridge generator. Hey, good morning, Greenlight. Good to see ya. We are still only in 19.2. I don't think 1.20, like, they're coming out with the release candidates for 19.4. I'm not sure when 1.20 is actually coming out, because they keep adding more stuff to a 120. I think that's gonna be delaying it coming out as they, you know, keep working on different little things. So I don't expect 120 to be out. I don't know if it'll be out this month or not. I probably won't be out until sometime in April, if I had to guess, but I'd almost guess longer than shorter. I mean, they said it was supposed to be out in like January or sometime early in this month, but they always miss those things. Those lazy Swedes. Dang Mojang. So I won't be the 1.20 release. Who knows what's... I know, like, I'm hyped for it. I'm just not sure how quickly it's going to take off. I might actually complete my base before 1.20. So there's that. I guess that's a silver lining of them taking forever. I have plenty of time to complete my base. We fill in this crazy hole. By the way, I hate slimes. Like, I can prevent all this stuff from spawning except these damn slimes. And there's a bunch of slime chunks around here. So occasionally I'll have to beat those things up as I'm trying to, like, build a contraption. Just like some of these borers require a pretty decent amount of concentration, because if you don't get... You get one thing wrong, it just doesn't work at all, or like it breaks, and then you gotta like either rebuild the whole thing or like try and troubleshoot it, which takes forever as well. Because I don't... A lot of it I'm just like copying someone else's design. I don't understand the exact science of how it works with these redstone contraptions. Using like these weird like quasi-connective power, the pistons, and that kind of crap. Oh yeah, I kind of figured you've been binging Valheim, which, I mean, it's a lot of fun. It's a really fun game. If I wasn't so like obsessed with getting this done, I'd probably be playing it quite a bit too. But this has turned into my white whale here. I see Tom and Garud on every now and then. Of course, I'm sure Ryan's on, but not at times I'm usually on. Assuming usually earlier in the day. Of course, he also has the... looks like he's having fun with Skyblock as well. much. I can't blame them. It looks the Sky Factor. It's not Sky. Sky Factory looks like a lot of fun. And like that Skyblock style of play, I think kind of varies it enough from regular Minecraft that is actually quite fun because you essentially build the world as you go, which I think is actually really cool. Gives like a very different different style to it. It's just really neat. Like you basically forge the world out of nothing, like a very small thing. Like the entire world is yours, your vision. You kind of become invested in it. I think it's kind of an interesting thing I've noticed with kind of playing Valheim in like that group setting is you can see like the people that put the time and effort into it or like kind of built it are really invested in it, and the people that aren't. It's been like an interesting experience because you don't really care as much about beating anybody if you haven't put in the time to actually beat them. Or feel like you're actually contributing to it. So that's the one thing I've always enjoyed about video games is seeing how like certain psychological dynamics, or is it psychological? I think so. Kind of play out in the game. That might also like kind of applications for real life. Without this kind of investment, it doesn't seem to kind of hook people as much. Like one of the things about Valheim that I think is really enjoyable is actually kind of like, building. It's not necessarily the combat. I think actually combat's kind of one of the weaker parts of the game. Because it's, to be honest, not that great. Or, not that engaging in my opinion. Oop, wrong one. It's really kind of like building, kind of like forging, like, the forts in the wilderness, and then, being able to go out and explore it. Kind of forging into it, not necessarily and survive. Not necessarily, just beating the crap out of stuff. Or like, winning fights. You have to be kind of pretty strategic about how you take on challenges. Because even like when you have the proper stuff, you can still kind of get caught off guard and killed if things go wrong pretty quickly. Which is something that Minecraft doesn't necessarily have. Yeah, exactly. Because I mean, it's yours. Which I think, like, one of the things we do on the MineOSphere is we have our own bases and that kind of stuff. Which I kind of wonder, like, we did build up that that starter town, but that went all right, but it seems like people just kind of want to go out and do their own thing, build their own home. Oh, you did kill the queen? Nice. Yeah. Feedback loop in a lot of AAA games is not engaging. I'm just grinding for grinding's sake. Yeah. It seems like a lot of AAA games, or, I know like from like the phone games I've played. I actually haven't played a lot of AAA games recently, but they really kind of like focus on like getting you back day after day. And they do pad out a lot of, it is kind of a way to kind of reuse content. You don't have to put out as much content if you kind of make people grind over and over. With like missions and that kind of stuff. Because making the stuff is just so expensive. The cheese methods still work. Oh, you cheesed it? Cheese the queen? It's all very economical. And probably not in a good way. Let's see. See, I don't have a lot of deep slate here because I haven't dug a lot of deep slate in this area. Let me go up to my other place. Oh, darn it. I need to clear those corners. It's actually the hardest place to, place where you naturally want to slide into. Yeah, the village was kind of cool, but I'm not sure if it like worked as well as, or there's something kind of like goes against like male nature to kind of have like completely shared area. Like I built my base like right next to the kind of like right next to it. Maybe that is the best way to do it, where like you have your own bases, but you have like right nearby you have a very shared kind of functional communal area. Like, I mean, the top of the Nether ended up being kind of that place as well, where it's, you know, like shared farms, you know, people building different things that, you know, will help work or in the game. The queen, man, that seems cool. At least with it, us being on the last biome in the Valheim, other people may have a chance to kind of catch up. It's not like a new area is explored every day, but of course, once you do that, like, what do you do then? You know, once you beat the queen, what's left after it? Do we just pick up another game? We shall see, you know. That's an interesting conundrum. Having all top tier gear really helped, yeah. That definitely. Doing the prep work definitely helps in that. Maybe we'll start a new world and then like try and speed run it. Actually, it probably wouldn't work at all. Because most people, like I said, a lot of the guys only play it like 2 hours a week. Do not know anything about playing the game. Wait for the next update, exactly. What do you play in the meantime, though? That's actually what happened to me. Like, I played Valheim. You know, I got to the plains. I don't think I ended up beating Yaglith or whatever. Like, because I was playing with my friends, and, like, I just... For some reason, I couldn't play. They ended up beating him, but... They said it was like, really easy. I don't know if they've changed him since then. But, I was like, oh, well, I've, like, done all the content. Not really much reason to play it. So I just sort of stopped playing. And then, of course, you know, they added, like, the Mistlands. A lot of other, like, little things. So I guess it's kind of, maybe it's kind of like Minecraft in that sense, you know. Of course, with this, there's a lot more creative building that you can do. And honestly, if I built... I could probably continue building with the amount of farms and contraptions people have made for this game. I could continue like building that stuff forever and still not have built everything. There's such, you know, a breadth of stuff to get into between like the creative building and the technical aspects of it. It is pretty incredible. I hope the Zomboid actually updates soon. It might be interesting to try it out if that new build comes out with the animals. Though it seems like us farming never works out, so maybe not. But they're gonna add like new fishing mechanics. Oh, we gotta fish all the fish to get the fishing hat. Nice. I know they had like a ton of different like baits now. I'm like trying to use my bait. Like, oh, they don't want the bait. I'm like, what the hell? I gotta build bait now? Special type of baits. They actually use the trophies, which are like almost like worthless in the normal gameplay, or like have been. So that's a pretty nice feature they added. They kind of give them some function. Instead of like just taking spaces in your inventory. I kind of hope they do something with the ocean, because right now sailing on a ship is kind of boring, I guess would be the word I'm using. There's just not a lot there, and it does take up a vast part of the world map. No, outside the harpoon and like some food from the serpents. Except one is getting all the baits, yeah. I saw they have a bunch of different bait. Cool that they added those little like challenges in there. Always like when games kind of like a simple thing, but gives people some different replayability. I kind of enjoy doing some of the achievements in Freedom Planet. It kind of turned what could be like a 20-hour game into like a 40 to a 60-hour game. I haven't played Freedom Planet in a while. I might go back to doing that, but at the moment, I'm like, it's building bases, baby. Hopefully I don't burn out on this, though. I don't know how much how much I can handle this, like, this being the majority of my gaming experience for, how many weeks I can put into this. Right now, it's actually, considering I'm making progress, it's been pretty encouraging. This is definitely different than digging, so that's pretty encouraging. Place that down. Until I'm building a bridge, like I do sometimes think this thing seems smaller than it really is. I mean, this is a huge area. Once you start placing it block by block, you realize, holy smokes. This place is massive. Absolutely massive. Alright, this is the end here. Deep North. Oh, so those... Wait, the Ashlands in the Deep North, are they, so they're like unfinished biomes at the moment? But they'll be like one of the newer places to go when the updates come out later, or I guess so whenever they get done. hate how this water flows so much. Like, it makes blowing this stuff up a pain. Probably was never meant to. TnT Dupers were never meant to exist. But I think at this point they've, since they did refuse to add any tools that help you scale for larger scale builds, they kind of become a necessary evil, along with the iron farms. Like, from a gameplay standpoint, the iron farm is just completely ridiculous. Like, super overpowered, but considering it's needed for, like, everybody to scale their builds, then it becomes just completely necessary to have. If not, you know, like, half the technical community wouldn't be able to do anything. At least in vanilla. They'd have to, like, switch over to like a modded Minecraft at that point. Or maybe some would adapt, but still, it's an incredible handful to deal with that stuff. They've made iron such a valuable material for things. More valuable than gold and diamonds, really. Next big one not released yet. Ooh. Wonder what the boss of that's gonna be. I wonder if they're gonna try continue it being like a sort of linear progression. Or do they plan on like trying to add any sort of like vertical style or what am I saying, vertical? Like horizontal style progression. It'd be kind of my only criticism of it. It's like you almost do like the same thing over and over again with each new biome. It's like, you know, go to a new biome, find the ore or whatever, the new armor. You know, you struggle a bit at first, get the new armor, kind of get used to it. Yeah, have the stuff to sort of stabilize yourself in the environment, and then you're pretty much good to go. Beat the boss. Boom. Done. I don't know if they have a way to kind of tweak that at all or not. Maybe not. But that's just the formula. Oh, I don't want to do that. There we go. Get rid of some of this flowing water here. Ruining my nice clean floor. Does the queen give you a power for killing her? Get her head like the other ones? Going up. There we go. Oh, what? What? There we are. Nice and clean. That's how I like it. Something so oddly satisfying about making it nice and neat. There we are. Gonna place those down. Continue our floor building. Most games, yeah. They definitely do. They do it. They do a pretty good job of. You know, it's like a different. They have different, you know, enemies. Different type of style looking armor. The mist. I like the mist idea. That seems really cool. Like going through the mist and like with the wisp light, and like stuff like popping out at you. Pretty crazy. I haven't had enough time to fight the fight those bugs to see how what they're like. I've only seen like those seekers. Hey, good morning, Baron. Good to see you. We got some floor built. We're building the floor of our base. Instead of destroying, I'm building. On a very rare twist of fate. We may be majority done with the excavation. Now we try and like, I just want to lay this down. Probably isn't going to be the exact floor of the base, but I at least want to just have a straight floor to work off of. And then later, you know, I can do some kind of terraforming and design work. And basically, stuff's going to go on top of this. So it doesn't necessarily need to be stylish. Just needs to work. It's a functional place to put blocks on top of. Excuse me. Gotta wet my whistle every now and then. Masochist, yeah. Fun and dangerous. Yeah, I haven't really interacted with those dwarfs too. They seem like fun. Apparently you can trade with them, right? Like enemies / potential trading partners. I know we fought those ones that just ended up like blowing me up. Alright, starting to get it down. Starting to come together. Let's fly. Dude, now that it's crazy. Like now that it's the further down, the sense of height really makes things seem grandiose. That's one thing I'll have to do with my portal. I gotta make sure that it's... Hopefully it'll link that high. I gotta try and like get it to teleport to the bottom. The bottom of the area. That way people are like, whoa, when they go through. They're like crazy. I see it from the bottom. And they're blown away by the scale of it. Oh, let's see. I'm gonna get some. I need to be smart. A smart guy and use some shulker boxes here. If I'm gonna just stack a bunch of. Where are my shulker boxes? I know I had some over here. Just kind of like sitting around. Did I move them? Maybe I did. No, they're there. They're here. Clear these. This bunch of junk out. Get some that we can carry a bunch of. I have to keep going up for this junk. Time to finally start emptying out the chests instead of filling them up. I want that deep cobblestone. I can actually put those away somewhere too. Let's clear out inventory space here. Put my armor away. I was actually working on a video today about leather armor. It should be pretty cool. I'm going over how it's not that bad. Because there is going to be 1.20, they removed a lot of that armor glint, which was kind of one of the reasons I didn't enjoy using it as much. Because I mean, you can dye it you can dye leather armor all sorts of different colors, but a lot of times if you had to enchant it, you know, what you want to do, since it makes it semi-usable, to have protection on it, your stuff would just look like a different shade of purple. Since the armor glints were just so strong. And that's, not good. Not good. Now that it's been improved. 1.20. When it switches to 1.20, I might try leather armor again. And kind of do some leather armor playthrough. For the fun of it. Get some, different colored trim. Different colored armor. Alright, I put... wait, that one's empty, right? Okay. So... Oh, did I just clear that stuff out and not use it? Oh, what the hell? Whatever. I got empty shoulder boxes here. Hey, Tom. How's it going, man? Good to see you. Pretty cool to see that, see you try Minecraft VR. It's a shame, kind of motion sickness, is a thing. But I'd definitely be in the same camp if I tried it. Myself. One of the reasons I've been avoiding VR is I definitely get motion sick. So I'm just like, no. This doesn't look like fun. I don't know if the any games that were like designed for VR were any easier on you. Like that Half-Life Alyx. Cobblestone, in we go. God, if I run out of cobblestone, deep cobble, I'm gonna feel like, I don't know. I did dig so much cobble, deep slate cobble. It feels like running out of it is just seems like an insane idea. Or maybe it's actually the idea of having to mine for deep slate. Again, it's the idea that makes me that I hate the most. Exposure therapy? Yeah, maybe it does. Just doing it like 15 minutes at a time. Yeah. Were you playing that, Alex? That Half-Life Alyx? Or does that come with the VR thing? Or maybe I'm thinking of something else. Or were you just playing regular Half-Life? Regular Half-Life 2. Gosh. No. Don't drop the pick. Ah, I see. Wasn't Half-Life Alex. Okay. I just saw Half-Life and figured, oh, it must be Alex. And so it was the made for it, but... certainly not Half-Life 3. That's for sure. The game that will never come out. It's like it's been so long that like people don't even joke about it anymore. Or it doesn't seem like people joke about it anymore. Honestly, it's like Steam games in general. Steam games in general, they just... Valve just stopped making games. Which is really sad. They made some great ones. Hey, good morning, Deborah. Yeah, time changes, yeah, they're rough. I don't like... I especially don't like the ones where you lose an hour of sleep instead of gain one. That sucks. I wish they, like, in our government, they always have, like, House of Representatives will pass a bill to get rid of it. Or the Senate will. And then, like, the House of Representatives never passes it. So it's, like, something that just never gets done. Good room. Good drum set, good mics. Everything makes my life so much better. Half-Life meme died when Valve officially said it was never going to happen because it could never live up to the hype. I'm sure it can't. It would be kind of interesting to see how the game would end, though. Or the, like... Of course, you never know, like... Gordon Freeman gets shown up by Alex, who's, you know, a strong, independent woman. Just emasculates the stuff. Used to play old C's. CS, oh yeah. Counter-Strike, man. Like, I'm sure you guys remember the orange box, man. That seemed like the height of Valve right there. Good old days of TF2. Half-Life 2. Got the CS. Counter-Strike. That's still going too. Like, I haven't played Counter-Strike in years, but still going. Oh, no. My shift key. I used to play Team Fortress 2 a lot back in the day. But I stopped playing man, I think I stopped playing even before they started adding hats. Or like they went really big in with the loot boxes. And they had like people like farming sessions for the hats. It's kind of like when they're still kind of working out that kind of stuff. Like loot boxes in FPS games. A source too, really. Cool. Really? Coolest thing on Minecraft was holding the food to your face to eat it. That does seem like pretty fun. Pretty fun stuff. Time to eat this. Chomp on it a bit. I did record the drums, like everything. It's putting the experience is a good sense, a good attitude. Try it on. That is nice. You don't have to try and do a bunch of extra work just to make it sound good. Since they did it right, it was done right the first time. Because I know from my own experience, when trying to fix bad sound in editing's incredibly hard. They're usually not worth it. Like, I'll just go back and re-record if I can, if that's an option. Or I've even like just not made a video, or got close to not making a video because my sound was just so bad. It's like, wow, this is awful. Not worth it. It's actually one of the things I noticed the most about. I was watching some of my old videos. I'm like, man, I really like the way I really like how nice my sound sounds now. And like, it wasn't even, I think I was using the same mic as I did before, but there's like, I end up switching to sound settings. Like before I was using like a noise, I was having like a hum, and I was using like this weird like cheap noise canceller that ended up like making my mic sound super low. And I switched out of that to like a USB like audio jack to like run the stuff into my computer. And then, messed with some, kind of like toyed around with the settings until it sounded a lot better. That made a huge difference. Because now I don't get the buzz. And I don't have a bunch of other programs kind of trying to screw up my sound. Which lets me make my mic a lot louder. So, it's at least, kind of decently loud. Because before it was kind of low, or it didn't really sound as full. I don't know how to describe it in actual words. It just sounded weak. So you want it to be as comprehensible as possible, because like there was a part of it. I was just looking up what I fought. When I fought the Wither with leather armor. And I noticed when I put sound over it, like you could barely understand what I was saying. Because of the sound just drowned it out. Ooh. Now there's some water here, but that's alright. I need to get more torches. Torches have been something I've been using a lot of too. Thankfully, we have... Oh yeah. Right now, thankfully. Even though every Windows update decides to screw up my audio settings. Thank you, Windows. I don't know why it can't... Why... I've made it impossible to remember that stuff. It seems like something, Windows would be capable of. Multi-billion-dollar company be able to figure out, but I guess in some cases, no. Or they don't care. One of the two. What are you about, Tom? A boot? What, you a boot? What you talking about, Marty? That's not how Canadians sound. Let's see. Where is my... I thought I had... Did I? I think I'll keep my birch. Oh, wait. Got two different logs here. I figured out at this point that two logs will get you correct amount of sticks to get a stack of torches. He's a boot to set people adrift. Moody. That's your Canadian name. What you want? What you want about Moody? What you on a boot? Do enjoy flying. Oh wait, I had a ton of cobble steep sand. I didn't need to do that, but I might as well. So I had to stop anyway. Might as well fill up. Smack myself a bit. Flying around. Look at this. I love it. I don't know why I love it, but I love it. Something about this giant clear area. Giant floor. Massive, just something, I don't know. Something attractive about it that I can't describe. Continue to build across the void. Moody the Canadian sounds like a bad sitcom. It probably would be. It's good old Moody. Always getting into trouble. Do they actually make sitcoms anymore? Or did that kind of like go away? I don't know if they still... They probably all suck anyway. With the way writing is nowadays. Putting down. Laying these down, baby. Dang, it's so dark. Even with the light level of 5. Oh, because I don't have a thing in my hand. This is what I love about Optifine, man. It's so good. The fact that your stuff generates light in the offhand is just so convenient. I wish they should add this to the regular game, to be honest. Because it's so much better, especially for recording, since I almost always have, I don't pay as much attention to it. Just making the, like, most racist Canadian sitcom ever. Would Moody be French? Would it be from, like, Quebec? The Quebec side? I don't know which type of Canadians are seen as like hicks. They're the sort of like rural hick type of Canadians. The miners and the fishers and that type. I think Quebec would be the Les Muerti. Right. This floor is not going to take anywhere near as long as I originally thought it would. I like it. Nice and quick. Could be done in a few hours. And then we'll just start breaking down the sides. Some of that extra stuff. Actually, I don't know if I'll break down the sides. Now that I think about it. I'm still haven't decided on the whole sides thing. Whether I'm going to break them down or not. I may just put some holes to access this in the top. Kind of like what I did. And then just leave it at that. Maybe like put some landmarks. Recently probably made the best snare sound I've heard in any mix. Nice. I know one thing, Moody gets wasted ice fishing in bed. Thanks, Eskimos. Sounds like a good premise for a show. I've been watching these YouTube videos of people going over like it's a funny channel. I forget what it's called. He like reviews Steven Seagal movies in like this like dramatic and movie announcer voice. Just goes over how ridiculous they are. Man, they are pretty funny to watch, to be honest. Like some of the CG, like the body doubles that he uses, where like one's shot is him with a knife, and then the next shot, like the guy's clearly like 100 pounds lighter and way more athletic. As the body double just shows up, or like they'll randomly like dub his voice for some reason. Which makes no sense because, I mean, he does speak English. At least I think he does. I'm not sure why they're dubbing his voice, but they do. They're like very formulaic and very like low quality. That's hilarious. I mean, they have their own charm in a way. Seagal's like a caricature of himself. I think he has ties to Romania too. Maybe it's like maybe he was the original top G. Because well, when the guy says like jokingly like he thinks this is a money laundering scheme, he may be right. It's like when you see like what a $12 million budget gets you in terms of like the quality of the acting and the effects, I'm like, is there several million dollars put somewhere else? Apparently he writes his own scripts too, which is incredible. So it's like, it's all him. I'm surprised he doesn't direct him too. He might. Who knows? But like, he even uses like body doubles for like walking scenes. Just like walking down a hallway. There'll be a body double. Which is just insane. Like, who would do that? Like, I don't have time to shoot this this B-roll of me walking down a hallway. Tommy was you. Was that one of his characters? I always like follow like a formula. Either he goes to a strip club, or like there's this beautiful woman that's being harassed by like some punk. He walks up like either beats him nearly to death or kills him, and then the woman falls in love with him. It's like the most like fan fiction-esque insane premise, but like it's happens like over and over again. Director of The Room. Oh man, that was a good I don't think I've seen that. I've only seen clips. The clips are amazing. The acting looks especially great. One of those so bad. If I remember the movie for like a so bad it's good type style, then I might watch it. Oh yeah, we need what would the Dutch version of Marty be? Probably have like some like umlaut or something in it. Oh, the spiders are after me. I don't like spiders. Martin. Is that how you pronounce it? How would you pronounce that J? Is that... Would it be... Martin? Martin? Martian? Or does it like... J's can have some weird sounds to them. Or no sound at all. It's like H's, just randomly silent. Margin Iverakup. Oh, well, Verakup, it's sort of Martain. Martain Iverakup. That kind of sounds like he's about to set up a camp somewhere. Farmer that lives. Just spread. Uh-oh, he's a farmer. In Finnish would probably be Martai Kopala. This is what I'm saying. We need to get the Marty NTF collection going. Martys of the world. Oh god. Yeah, the AI. The presidential AI things, I've watched way too many of them, and now they're just... A ton of them are showing up in my YouTube mentions. I always enjoy the cheerless ones, because it's like... Presidents, like, having the most autistic discussion in the world. Which is, of course, any sort of cheer list. Just, like, yelling at each other. It's usually, like... Trump and Biden antagonizing each other, or like Trump antagonizing Biden while Obama's sort of like a middleman, like voice of reason style thing. Marty in different countries. It's like the multiverse of Martys. There's some pretty funny ones. And there's like, some of them are funny and some of them are just like clearly like, they actually like some creative thought went into it, and then some are just like utter like crap, like AI pandering or, you know, algorithm pandering junk, where it's like you clearly see like a funnier version of this before. Oh, did you stream Minecraft this morning, Jack? I didn't see that. Sorry, I missed it. Maybe it was too early in the morning for me. I know you got those potatoes. Working on those potato farms. Sounds pretty cool. Good old farming. The basics. Yeah. Like they'll usually like bring in like Twin Towers or something. Or sometimes they'll have Kennedy and they'll make a joke about like it blew my mind or like dodged a bullet or I'm going down to Texas with Jackie for a party. Gotta make reference. Of course, like every Obama thing, we gotta mention drone strikes. We're blowing up some like Iraqi village. A Bushism. Oh yeah, Bush actually said. He had some weird weird sayings. Of course, yeah, people, I've seen ones where like they do the same thing with Biden where like they do something similar where it's like, yeah, we used to go down to the cornfield with Sally Whistler and the Two Finger Boys. We play all day, and like just some rambling story. Riff off the old corn pop. They used to rub my legs, and it'd stick, and it'd turn blonde in the sunlight. Ah, I see. I see. I need to become a member of the Jack's channel to see the Minecraft stream. At a calendar. 365 calendar, and every day was a new Bushism. Nope. Fell down, no. Get back up. Floor's like halfway done at this point. Yeah, he got like panned by the media. It's kind of sad that sometimes they'll make fun of Biden, but it's actually kind of sad how a lot of times they'll hold water for him. It's like some of the stuff that he says now is just so incoherent. Maybe it's not even worth making fun of. It's almost sad. At least with Bush, like, it's like he just can't talk all that well. With Biden, you almost get the sense that like his brain isn't functioning properly. It's like making fun of Fetterman. I guess he's not. It's like I don't know if he's in a coma or a hospital or. Dude, it's insane. The fact that they let him campaign and like kill himself, and the fact that he won too is also insane. Like how bad does Dr. Oz need to be to lose to him? some usually I can get like 4 in a. Of course, I would then run out once I get my. I wish there was something to just kind of like refills your inventory. You get in like a nice pattern. The second you kind of get in a good flow, you're stopped by the fact that you run out on your better woman god. That's so sad. And what's even sadder is like people were predicting it beforehand. Thought his wife would essentially be like a kind of like running the show behind him. Another. This is my Minecraft build for the day. A giant floor. Ooh, this is advanced techniques, guys. Be sure to write this down. So here's my floor tutorial. Building a giant floor tutorial. See, then it's like uneven. I always hate misplacing them too. I'm kind of getting like that nice with the way. I wonder if I can. That's another thing I need to do. I need to try that. Put that swift sneak on my pants. I got that in the. Got that in the ancient city a long time ago. I haven't had a chance to. Never got around to putting it on my pants. I wonder how it would screw up with my mess with my building here if I were able to go faster. Make it make this quicker. Huh. Watch the most amazing floor build ever. Building a completely flat surface. This is essentially what Skyblock is. Sky Factory is as well, though. Don't let Ryan fool you. We're building a giant grass floor. And then some more islands. Except I don't have to twerk to get my stuff. I need to catch up on the latest episode of that. And see what comes next. I wonder at some point if it's going to scale to like some massive like mechanical builds. I assume that's a lot of that kind of like builds. A lot of those mods build up to. We can make like crazy output machines. At least, you know, that was the way in like some of those over modded like builds I played for a little bit. Once you could get like some insane stuff at the end of it. Like you can clear giant things of giant waves of stone and like make your own spawners, and the spawners would allow you to just make really compact super farms. Oh, wait. I don't know why I'm trying to go up there. I got plenty of stuff right here. Plenty of cobblestone right here. Fill it up. I don't know why I want that tough. I don't want tough. There we go. Oh, you bastard. There we go. Drown just converted. Luckily, they can't do anything unless they have a trident on them. Oh. Oh, look. Some glow squids. Very cool. Actually, I think I'll lose most of my torches to them falling down after I accidentally place them on the side here while building this stuff. Let's get the ugly, let's take a look. Yeah. I'd say it's over halfway done. Gotta clean up that area there. I don't think I need to mine any of that out. Over here. Already cleared that out. I may sponge it when I get the chance. That looks pretty good. Nice. Think we did good work today. And then, what the heck? I'm trying to... I didn't notice that creeper sneaking up on me. So why it's always good to have some protection gear on you. Random creepers decide to just spawn in and kill you. But as I was saying, I think we did some pretty good work today. Got that about halfway done. Of course, I need to get this, to dig this out a little bit too. Which shouldn't be too bad because there's not a lot to it. It's not that. I guess it is. There is. Oh no. It's only like what? This wide. It's not a bad width. It should be fairly easy to clear. Clear that out, and then basically the excavation's done. Oop. Well, I also have this thing on the side here. But we're getting extremely close to actually being done with this build. Which is insane. Or the excavation. I keep saying the build. The building's going to be its own thing. But I don't think it's going to be anywhere near as annoying and time consuming as clearing out the actual blocks. At least that's my hope. Usually putting down bricks is a little easier than clearing them out. Because you don't have to break anything. You just have to gather the resources for the build. Becomes the biggest part of it. And to actually do that, though, besides, with the exception of like the, should be pretty easy. With the exception of like the terracotta, I'm probably gonna have to manually farm. But farms for, and I can even like use this area to start kind of building things up. You know, building my farms in here. Because if I get a good idea of I'll have to mark the center. Because I'm sure like the center area, like this in a large, the way I'm going to be designed, the center in kind of like a large dome is going to be safe. So I can really kind of build the farms from there. If I need to make things like farms for, say, brown or stuff like that. I mean, thankfully, like bone meal I can get. It's a really easy farm. I actually got a bunch of bone meal anyway from bones, so yeah. I think we're going to call it here. I hope you enjoyed the video, enjoyed the stream. Thanks for joining me. Made it very enjoyable talking to you guys, as always. And I'll see you next time. I should have a video coming out midweek about leather armor. So look forward to that. Maybe some other stuff if I, depending on how productive I feel or how much I feel like working on this. But it should be fun. We'll see you on Friday Sina Ray. You can join, but you have to be a member of the Digital Ryan Digital Ryan's, which you should be able to find in the description. You need to be a member of his channel to join this multiplayer. So that's it, guys. See you later, Moody. And I'll talk to you later.